When someone gets strep throat, they just hear strep. Everybody thinks strep is the same as strep someone else has, is the same that somebody else's strep is the same that somebody's strep was 10 years ago, same as somebody's strep 50 years ago, but it's not true. There are so many different groups of strep now. There are so many different levels, basically, of strength of strep. Like some are more aggressive, some are more mild. There's a lot of different strains of strep in each group. So not only do you have dozens and dozens of groups of strep, but you have dozens of strains in each group. So that's something to consider. Another thing is there's antibiotic resistant streptococcus because of all the antibiotics that have been given to people for all these decades that have had strep throat and other problems. So when someone gets a cough, they get an antibiotic, and then the strep inside of them gets antibiotic resistant, eventually creating a strep throat. Your childhood strep from a long time ago when you had your streptococcus, when you had your strep throat as a child, is still in you. It never goes away. It stays in here. So here's what's kind of interesting. Strep we've had, whether it was 20 years ago or 10 years ago or childhood strep or last year or whatever it was, is still in you. It's in your liver and it's there to stay. Now, strep can leave your liver and enter your lymphatic system and give you acne. So keep that in mind, that streptococcus does more than just strep throat. But we're on the topic of strep throat right now. So here's a couple of things to realize. When our immune system drops, we're susceptible to getting our strep throat back again. Another thing is transmissible. It's so transmissible, so easy to get. Any kind of new relationships, any kind of drinking off of somebody's glass, being in a public restroom, eating off of plates, using utensils in restaurants, all of that, sipping off of glasses in restaurants, all of this can give us a new strep. There's so many different varieties of strep out there. Many are antibiotic resistant, and we can pick up new ones. So we can have multiple varieties. So a lot of people have 2 varieties or 3 varieties or 5 varieties of strep inside their liver. So they get a new strep throat or a sore throat that doesn't get diagnosed as strep throat because it's not as severe. They get a sore throat for a little while. It goes away after a week or 2, and it was strep as well. So strep is more than just, I had strep throat 10 years ago and never to see it again. It lives in us. It stays in us. It creates acne. It creates UTIs, chronic sinusitis, lung infections, styes, conjunctivitis, and many other things.